For staying with us. Let's look at the top stories in the newspapers this Wednesday, starting off with The Nation. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Bishop Kuka, okay tax reform as Senate widens consultation. AGF, that's the Attorney General of the Federation, ministries, departments, agencies to work with lawmakers as stormy session recorded in House of Reps. Nobody has claimed ownership of 753 duplexes, what EFCC filed in court. Discos get January 1 deadline to end meter upgrade. Airline crashes 1 hour flight fare to 80,000 naira. And Lieutenant General Oluyede gets nod as substantive Chief of Army Staff. Daily Independent now. Again, House of Reps session turns rowdy over tax reform bill as protesters storm National Assembly. Pengasan says bills will stifle oil gas industry. Confirms Port Harcourt refinery is working. South Africa relaxes visa rules for Nigerian investors, tourists. FAN MD kicks over touting harassment of passengers at airports. Nigeria, other African airlines and slowest growth in air cargo market as global demand up 9.8%. Reps give Tinubu 72 hours to unfreeze accounts belonging to the National Social Investment Program Agency. Let's quickly move on now to this Nigeria. Don't allow ethnic religious sentiments destroy tax reform bills, FG warns. All right, on the sidelines of the president's visit to South Africa to begin issuance of 5-year multiple visa to Nigerians. Nigerians outraged over looted fund for seized 753 duplexes in Abuja as the EFCC discloses why it concealed identity of the owners. Wike directs upgrade of Kabusa School, flags of 9.8-kilometer road project. LGs face heightened expectations over autonomy. Leadership now. Reps in shouting match over tax bills. Despite export ban, cooking gas prices surge by 45.8%. Wike declares commitment to fulfilling Tinubu's promises. ICPC intercepts $300,000 ICT student funds. South Korea president declares emergency martial law. All right, all of this in the leadership. First news now. Sanwo-Olu enacts law for consistent power supply in Lagos. In the FCT, Wike declares war on criminals. We'll show them pepper, he says. Aero contractors introduces festive fare cuts amid economic challenges. Reps halt CBN's 50 billion naira staff payoff plan, demand probe into mass retirements. Release Dele Farotimi now. Police must protect, not suppress. And EFCC to arraign ex-AMCON boss Arik MD over alleged 71 billion naira fraud. Finally, with me, okay, not finally actually, is New Telegraph. Nerves on end in Green Chamber over controversial tax reform bills. Nigeria, South Africa must be mindful of hostilities attracted by our partnership, Tinubu says. Increased cashless policy adoption raises POS deals to 10.54 trillion naira. Labour moves against influx of expatriates in oil sector. Sultan to Nigerians, share your wealth, care for the needy. Finally, with me is the Daily Times. Senate to probe NNPCL over 8.4 trillion naira withheld subsidy funds, passes 2025 to 2027 MTEF FSP. Stop hemorrhaging Nigerians through levies, PRP tells federal government. Nigeria, South Africa must drive Africa's transformation. 706 ballot boxes, 50 election bags, other items destroyed in Ika North INEC office. Rich Nigerians not paying enough taxes, says Senator Jimo Ibrahim. And Senate confirms General Oluyede as Chief of Army Staff. Thank you.
From our end, the Hope newspaper, Reps investigate CBN mass retirement, 50 billion naira payoff, say exercise raises critical questions, urge Apex Bank to suspend further implementation. Tax reform bills will check elite excesses, says Bishop Kuka. Chores slams EFCC over secrecy on owner of 753 duplexes. And of course, labor harmony crucial to national development, says Minister. The Platform Times says court document shows 753 duplexes recovered from ex-CBN governors Emefiele. It's criminal to reveal owner's identity, says EFCC. Boxing Day bliss. So few allowed to thrill fans at Fabulous Lounge anniversary in Lagos. Reps halt CBS retirement of 1,000 staff over transparency concern. Police arrest Harvester Church founder for alleged money laundering, real estate fraud. Suspected internet fraudster shoots collaborator over 94 million naira scam sharing formula. Emir of Kano advocates women-centered policies. This and more in the Platform Times newspaper. The Guardian newspaper says here, compressed natural gas scheme, infrastructure deficit, slow CNG adoption amid $450 million investment. Federal Poly with 142 students, 154 staff incurred 638 million naira overhead cost. Court orders ex-AMCON MD's arrest over alleged 76 billion naira fraud. Sell 51% stake in refineries to IOCs. Pengerson advises government why Nigeria, South Africa must lead continent's transformation by Tinubu. Tax reform bills, chaos in reps. Gumi Kuka back proposal as Pantami others kick. Owners of Abuja duplexes unknown, says EFCC. The Nigerian News Director is saying here, energy transition, we won't stop production of fossil fuels. Federal government, APO reiterates commitment to take off energy back. Alleges Western criticism of fossil fuel aimed at preventing energy sufficiency in Africa. Tax reform bill, work with National Assembly to address criticisms raised. Tinubu orders AGF. Lagos targets 24-hour electricity with passage of electricity law. Nigeria content level hit 56% in 2024. Reps order CBN to halt planned mass retirement of 1,000 staff. 753 duplexes. EFCC dismisses Showare's cover-up allegations, says suspected owner denied ownership. Nature News newspaper this morning says here, Niger Dock gets NPA's approval to develop Snake Island ports. Sanwo-Olu champions waste to wealth model at 5th Waste Forum in Lagos. Onigbo solicits global support for Africa's climate action. Project Mimi empowers Oyo students on food security. NIMET predicts dust haze in parts of Nigeria. Budget, CSOs demand reforms in Nigeria's extractive industry. Over 2,000 persons benefit from Navy-free medicals in River State. Finally, from my end, Sporting Life newspaper says here, Leverkusen to make Boniface top earner, striker in talks for new deal from 2028 to 2029. His recovery on track, says Alonso. Southampton versus Chelsea. Martin hopeful Onuachu will return. CHAN 2025 qualifier. Ahmed Musa not eligible to play. Rules disqualify Eagle star. Man City Arsenal suffer Wharton blow. Yuhi avoids FA charge. Rangers hold Imba in Oriental Derby. No swap deal involving Osimhen and Xerxes. Of course, we have this and many more in the Sporting Life newspaper. Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Pep tips citizens to hit top form again.
All right, Theophilus, those are all our stories. We always urge that these are just headlines. There's, of course, so much information beyond the headlines, and it's best, you know, as we all often drive here, that you seek more information, seek more clarity to region issues. Of course, one of which is, as we saw reflected in many of the papers, the ongoing debate on the tax reform bills, the government speaking, or even beyond the government, the perception by one half of the country that there is so much misinformation in the air, and so there is need for people to be well informed on this subject, because it's all about taxation. It affects everyone.
Everybody.
It's something that people have been clamoring for all the while, to have sanity in the tax, environment, while the government seeks to generate needed revenue. But then there is the need for people not to be stifled. And now the government is promising that this, new laws, or these proposed laws, will indeed do just that. But then there is still so much backlash and, urge on the government to halt, further moves. But as the government says, there is more engagement to be had, and it is working on that. But yet another story also tickled my fancy, and that has to do with, a certain airline introducing festive fare cuts amid economic challenges. And, the story, reading further, the story says travelers will pay a minimum of 80,000 naira for local flights this festive season. It's also coming at a time when the Sultan is in the news, also urging that people should spread love, share your wealth, care for the needy, because this is the time. It's a wonderful season of the year, Christmas and all, but then it's also the time where giving is well encouraged.
Yes, of course. 80,000 is quite commendable, and well, that's just one out of many. So we expect that others will emulate this, but beyond the festive season, FS should actually reduce at a point, because there will be many more travels in 2025.
Beyond.
So
Okay.
let's hope
Speaking
that,
for yourself.
Well, not just myself, but every other person. So let's just hope
absolutely,
that...
absolutely.
But traveling by road can be quite interesting as well.
Oh, well, okay.